If you can understand English but can't speak it naturally, the problem isn't your vocabulary or grammar, it's that nobody taught you the actual building blocks. In the next few minutes, you'll learn the simple pattern that native speakers use to construct every single sentence without thinking. Let's solve the biggest problem English learners face. You know thousands of words, you've studied grammar rules for years, but when you try to speak, your mind goes blank. You can read English, you can understand movies and conversations, but when it's your turn to talk, you freeze. And here's why. You were taught English backwards. You memorized vocabulary lists and grammar exceptions, but nobody showed you the fundamental sentence architecture that native speakers learn naturally as children. Today, that changes. Here's the truth about English sentences. They all follow the same basic pattern. Subject, verb, object, that's it. I eat pizza. She reads books, they play soccer. Every complex sentence you'll ever speak is just this simple pattern with additions. Native speakers don't think about grammar rules, they feel this pattern instinctively. And you can develop that same instinct by understanding the building blocks. Let's start with the foundation. Every English sentence needs a subject, a person or thing doing the action. This is usually a noun or pronoun. I, you, he, she, it, we, they, or any person, place, or thing. The subject always comes first in normal English sentences. This is different from many languages, so if your native language puts the verb first, or the object first, you need to rewire your brain to think, who or what is doing this action? That's your starting point. Next comes the verb, the action or state of being. This is the engine of your sentence. Without a verb, you don't have a sentence. You have a fragment. In English, the verb comes immediately after the subject. I run. She thinks. They exist. Every single time. Subject, then verb. This pattern is so fundamental that breaking it sounds immediately wrong to native speakers. Practice this. Subject, verb, subject, verb, subject, verb. Say it out loud. I go, you stay. He works, she studies. Feel how natural this rhythm becomes. Now, add the object to the thing receiving the action. I read books. She drinks coffee. They watch movies. Subject-Verb-Object. This is the skeleton of English. Linguists call this SVO word order, and it's the foundation of roughly 42% of the world's languages, including English. Once you master this pattern, you can build any sentence you need. But here's where it gets powerful. You can expand any part of this structure. Want to add details? Add adjectives before nouns. I read interesting books. Add adverbs near verbs. She quickly drinks hot coffee. Add prepositional phrases at the end. They watch movies at home. The core structure never changes. Subject-Verb-Object, you just decorate it. Let's talk about the most common mistake. Translating directly from your native language. If your first language is Hindi, Arabic, Japanese, Korean, Turkish, or any language with different word order, your brain wants to arrange English words in your native pattern. With this, create sentences that sound unnatural or confusing. The solution isn't more grammar study, it's pattern training. You need to practice the English pattern so much that it becomes automatic. Think in English structure, not your native language structure. Here's a technique that native speakers use unconsciously. Chunking. Instead of thinking word by word, think in meaningful chunks. Don't think I want to go to the store. Think I want to go to the store. Native speakers process language in phrases, not individual words. When you chunk, you speak more fluently because you're not constructing from scratch every time you're using pre-built phrase blocks. Let's address verb tenses, which terrify most learners. Here's the secret. Start with present simple. Master. Present simple completely before moving to other tenses. I work, she studies, she live in London. Once this feels effortless, add present continuous. I am working, she is studying. They're living in London. Then past simple. I worked. She studied. They lived in London. Build one layer at a time. Don't try to master all 12 tenses simultaneously, that's why you're overwhelmed. The biggest breakthrough comes when you understand this. Native speakers don't know grammar terminology. They can't explain what a past perfect progressive tense is. They just know what sounds right. You need to develop that same intuition through massive input and pattern recognition. Listen to English constantly, podcasts, shows, conversations, and notice the patterns. Your brain is a pattern recognition machine. Feed it enough examples, and it will start generating correct sentences automatically. Here's a concept. English is a time-focused language. The verb tense tells you when something happens. I eat habitual. I am eating right now. I ate past. I will eat future. In some languages, context tells you time. But in English, the verb form must explicitly show time. This is why tense matters, is not because of grammar rules, but because time information is coded into your verb choice. Let's talk about questions, which follow a predictable pattern. 4 yes-no questions. Flip the auxiliary verb and subject. You are happy becomes are you happy. She can swim becomes can she swim. For information questions, Start with a question word. What do you want? Where does she live? When did they arrive? Notice the pattern. Question word plus auxiliary verb plus subject plus main verb. Once you know this formula, you can ask any question. The secret to natural speaking is this: stop translating. When you translate from your native language to English, you're taking 3 steps. Think in your language, translate to English, then speak. This is slow and exhausting. Instead, practice thinking directly in English. Start simple. Narrate your day in your head. Using English, I wake up, I brush my teeth, I make coffee. Build the habit of English thinking, and speaking becomes effortless. Here's what holds most learners back: fear of mistakes. You're so worried about using perfect grammar that you freeze and say nothing. But here's the truth. Native speakers make grammar mistakes constantly. They say, me and John went to the store instead of John and I went to the store. They split infinitives, end sentences with prepositions, and break rules all the time. Communication matters more than perfection. A sentence with small errors that communicates your meaning is infinitely better than silence. Let me give you a practical exercise. Take one simple sentence and practice expanding it. Start with I eat. Add when. I eat breakfast. Add where. I eat breakfast at home. Add how. I eat breakfast quickly at home. Add why. I eat breakfast quickly at home because I'm late. You've just built a complex sentence using the same simple structure. Practice this with 10 different base sentences daily, and you'll develop sentence building fluidity. Another crucial concept: English loves active voice. The dog chased the cat sounds more natural than the cat was chased by the dog. In casual speech, native speakers default to active constructions. Subject as action to object. This makes your English sound more direct and natural. Passive voice isn't wrong, but overusing it makes you sound formal or awkward. Here's the truth about speaking naturally. It's about rhythm and stress, not just words. English is a stress-timed language, meaning important words get emphasized and small words get reduced. I'm going to the store sounds like I'm going to the store in fast speech. You don't need to speak this way as a learner, but understanding it helps you comprehend native speakers and eventually develop more natural speech patterns yourself. The final piece: consistency over intensity. Speaking English naturally isn't about studying 8 hours one day. It's about practicing 15 minutes every day. Your brain needs repeated exposure to build neural pathways. Think of it like building muscle. You can't get fit from one intense workout, but daily exercise transforms you. Daily sentence building, daily speaking practice, daily pattern recognition. This is how fluency develops. Building English sentences naturally isn't about memorizing rules, it's about internalizing patterns. Subject-Verb-Object, that's your foundation. Everything else is decoration. Stop translating. Start thinking in English structure. Practice daily. Make mistakes fearlessly. And remember, every native speaker started exactly where you are now, building one simple sentence at a time. We can do this. Comment I will practice if you're committing to building one English sentence every day this week. Let's see who's ready to speak naturally.